Welcome to Shonia Studio. In this playlist you can watch crime stories from all over the world, where apart from gaining knowledge about crime stories in other parts of the world, it can also provide knowledge about, for example, the culture and habits of the people in that country. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you like our video. Thank you. In a small apartment in far North Dakota, there lived a family of Native American Indians. The father's name is Joe Greywind, while his mother's name is Norberta LaFontaine Greywind. They have 2 children. There is Savanna, who is 22 years old, and her younger brother is 16 years old. Savanna briefly studied nursing, majoring, and then she worked as a nurse's assistant in one of the clinics, which was in the city of Fargo. Until then she started dating a man she had known since school. His name is Ashton Mathney. Savanna's family knew Ashton very well, until Savanna became pregnant. And she said she and Ashton planned to get married after their child was born. So, if we look at the apartment where they live, it's not too big. Only 3 floors, and each floor only has 3 rooms or 3 units. Coincidentally, Savanna and her family live on the bottom floor. However, because Savanna's pregnancy was getting bigger, and Ashton then became Savanna's fiancé, so they said they both decided to move to the 2nd floor of the apartment. So she separated with her family. Savanna's family ended up on the 1st floor while Savanna and Ashton were on the 2nd floor. They moved to the 2nd floor when Savanna was in her 5th month of pregnancy, and Savanna was said to have taken leave from work. So Savanna is completely at home. Ashton, her fiancé, is the only one who works. Now I want to introduce another character, namely a woman who is Brooke Crews. She is 38 years old and is a widow who has 7 children from 2 previous marriages. But it is said that all her children are with her ex-husband. So Brooke lives alone. In 2014, Brooke met a handsome man named William Hoehn, who was 6 years younger than Brooke. William was also a widower and had 2 children, but the children lived with their mother, so William's ex-wife, while William worked in a workshop making roofs. Actually, William doesn't really like Brooke. But because Brooke is a flirtatious widow who often shows up at William's place of work, finally William was tempted. Because it said William was just welding, suddenly Brooke passed by while licking lollipop. When William was smoking at the shop, Brooke finally appears suddenly pretending to buy shampoo. Basically just keep popping in like that. Who said they were in contact with each other and intended to live together. Finally they moved to the Fargo apartment, where Savanna and her family lived. But Brooke and William lived on the 3rd floor, to be precise in apartment number 5 since May 2016. So their current position is that Savanna's parents are on the 1st floor, Savanna and her fiancé are on the 2nd floor, while Brooke and William are on the 3rd floor. According to other neighbors, especially on the 3rd floor, Brooke and William often fight. Verbal arguments and even physical violence also occurred, because they said they often heard the sound of things being slammed from their apartment. It was even said that William wouldn't come home for some time. Finally, Brooke was looking for him and William wanted to go home again. Meanwhile, it could be said that Savanna and her family almost didn't know Brooke well. So maybe just say hello, if they happen to pass by. Never talked to each other more. But what Savanna knows, is that it looks like Brooke is also pregnant, because her stomach looks enlarged. On Saturday the 19th of August, 2017, in the morning when he left the apartment for a while, Savanna said she met Brooke, and it turned out that Brooke liked the maternity clothes that Savanna was wearing. Savanna said that she made her own clothes, until finally Brooke asked Savanna to make clothes like that, because Brooke said she was pregnant too. Later, Brooke paid $20, because Savanna is a good person. Savanna then said okay, then they made an appointment. It said Savanna would come to Brooke's apartment at 2 p.m. because in apartment No. 5 Brooks has a sewing machine. Around 1:24 in the afternoon, Savanna sent a WhatsApp message to her mother on the first floor of the apartment, telling her that, "I just ordered pizza, let's have lunch together. But I'm going to go to apartment number 5 on the 3rd floor, Mrs. Book's place, because I have an appointment to sew maternity clothes." Then her mother answered okay. About an hour later, at 02:30 in the afternoon, Savanna's mother sent message to Savanna. "Where are you? Is it still a long time or not? Because you have to take your sister to work, she will come to work at 3 o'clock. And apparently Savanna didn't reply to the message. Her mother thought maybe Savanna had fallen asleep or was still busy in Brooke's apartment. Finally, at around 3 o'clock, her mother took her sister to work first. Then when she returned to the apartment around 03:45, she checked the garage and found that Savanna's car was still there. Then she went up to the 2nd floor to her apartment. Savanna mother has a spare key to Savanna's apartment. Then she went straight in. Savanna inside, she saw there was cold pizza in the kitchen, which had not been touched at all. There was also Savanna's wallet, which was still intact on the table. Because Savanna's cell phone was no longer active, the mother finally went up to the 3rd floor of the apartment, heading to apartment number 5 where Brooke lived, because Savanna had previously said she wanted to go there. Sew maternity clothes for Brooke. Just in front of the door to apartment number 5, it seemed like the mother heard the sound of a sewing machine, then knocked on the door. Brooke opened it and told her that Savanna had come home. Savanna had come home at 02:45. So, after about an hour, Brooke said, her mother told her that Savanna wasn't in her apartment. Her cell phone wasn't active either. Brooke didn't know where she was, then just said, "Wow, where is that?" She said she wanted to go back, because he wanted to eat pizza with his mother. Finally, Brooke and Savanna's mother went around looking for Savanna around the apartment, until they came out to the apartment looking for her. Ask several people, but still can't find it. Until finally after 4 o'clock, the mother contacted her husband and Savanna's fiancé, who then reported the missing person to the Fargo police. The police immediately came to the apartment at almost 06 p.m. to check Savanna's apartment. Then also checked into Brooke's apartment number 5. But it was said that nothing was found there. Even at 11 p.m., the police came again, checked Brooke's apartment, but found nothing. Then a search began outside the apartment. Asked Savanna's friends and relatives. 5 days later, to be precise, the 24th of August, 2017, several neighbors on the 3rd floor told Savanna's mother that they seemed to hear the sound of a baby crying in Brooke's apartment. Now that was the question, because Brooke suddenly had a flat stomach, as if she had given birth. Even though since Savanna's disappearance, Brooke has never left the apartment. Is it possible that Brooke gave birth alone in her house, and the sound of the baby crying was Brooke's baby? The next day, Brooke and William said they were shopping at the supermarket for baby needs. Suddenly the police came and arrested William, for a charge related to Savanna's disappearance. At that time, a supermarket employee saw Brooke panicking. At first she was holding the baby. Then the baby was immediately put in a shopping bag. Then Brooke said she went out the back door of the supermarket, while William was arrested by the police. 2 days later, on the 27th of August, 2017, two kayakers on the Red Retriever River in the city of Fargo were shocked because their kayak got caught in an object. They thought it was a package of rubbish, but then they saw it looked like a tarpaulin rolled up in several layers and then taped completely. Because they were suspicious that the two people had opened the package. And it turned out, there was a woman's body, which after being reported to the police, stated that it was Savanna's body. Shonia Studio is a channel of crime stories from around the world. Please you like and subscribe this channel if you like our criminal stories. Thank you. This further convinced the police that Brooke and William had something to do with this discovery. Because DNA was found on the cloth used to roll Savanna's body and also William and Brooke's fingerprints. Even when they carried out another raid on apartment number 5, the police managed to find a baby there. After a DNA test was carried out, it was confirmed that the baby was the child of Savanna and Ashton Mathen, until finally William and Bro were arrested and tried. What actually happened to Savanna? Why is the baby with Brooke? Where did Brooke's baby go? So actually the relationship between Brooke and William is not very good. Because William didn't love Brooke, their relationship was on and off and they often quarreled. Until one day he said William promised not to leave Brooke if Brooke gave him a child. Finally, Brooke pretended to be pregnant with William's child, so that he wouldn't be left behind. Brooke admitted that she had been pregnant since early January 2017. And this apparently made William's heart happy, and since then he has loved Brooke even more. I also don't know how Brooke could pretend to be pregnant for 6 months. I don't really know what kind of belly fat can make you bloat in front of William. What is certain is that Brooke then found out that Savanna was already 9 months old. Brooke sees this as an opportunity to have Savanna's child. Until the day of the incident, Brooke said she invited Savanna to her house to ask for maternity clothes to be sent. When she entered Brooke's apartment, it was said that Brooke immediately grabbed Savanna's hair and dragged her to the bathroom, beat Savanna until she almost fainted, and tied a rope around Savanna's neck until she became unconscious. That's when Brooke took a knife and tore Savanna's stomach. I don't know what the process of getting the baby out of her stomach. Actually, when Savanna's mother came to Brooke's apartment, she was busy working on Savanna in the bathroom. Then she went out first, pretending to join in the search until 4 p.m. She said she was going home. Brooke told William this was our baby, but William didn't believe it because he saw Savanna unconscious. Initially, Brooke said Savanna fell accidentally. But in the end Brooke admitted that it was Savanna's baby and that Brooke had been pretending to be pregnant all this time. Until finally they rolled up Savanna's body and stored it in the cupboard first. So then clean up all traces of blood, and hide baby Savanna under the bed cover. I don't know why the baby was calm when the police came there. Until the next morning the two of them were said to have wrapped Savanna's body, then taped it completely and took it to the Red River, which had a fairly fast flow. This river is also said to flow all the way to Canada, where William threw the package containing Savanna's body there, until Savanna's body was found. The DNA examination of Savanna's baby, the stains on Brooke's cupboard, and also Savanna's cell phone, which was said to have still been seen giving a signal in apartment number 5, is what then made Brooke and William unable to move anymore. In fact, in court, William was very honest about wanting to have children, because he lost custody of his 2 children from his first marriage. But he didn't think that Brooke would do that to give him a child. Until finally he took pity on Brooke and helped her clean up everything. The situation in court always brings tears, especially for Savanna's family. Her fiancé and her family are very sad about Savanna's departure. Brooke's trial ran from the 11th of December, 2017 to the 2nd of February, 2018. Brooke was subject to first-degree judicial sanctions. She was sentenced to life imprisonment without being allowed to be released on bail. Meanwhile, William Hoehn, whose decision was announced on the 4th of September, 2018, was sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiracy and assisting Brooke and covering up judicial facts. Meanwhile, the latest news is that Savanna's baby is now 5 years old, Hazley Jo, who was raised by her own father, Ashton Maitney, as well as Savanna's parents. What do you think? Is it appropriate for a life sentence for Brooke and 20 years for William, or should it be longer than that? You comment below. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like and share buttons. For those who are stopping by for the first time or have stopped by often but haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the subscribe button first, and also turn on the notifications, so that if, for example, I upload the latest video, you will be the first to know. Don't forget to watch all my other videos, they will still be better. Thank you.